This podcast contains adult content and themes. For a full list of our content warnings, please see our show notes. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome, my dear travelers, to the Morbid Forest. Right on time. We do love a punctual guest, right, Larry? Welcome, dear traveler. You made it right on time. Come now, don't be shy. You can rest in here before it's time to head out. We have some time before we need to begin the journey down your path. I know that haunted look. I promise you, my cabin is nothing like Jane's room.
Have you ever been on the dark web? Everyone knows the dark web is filled with a plethora of unsavory things. Hidden by non-index cracks in the internet, accessed only with layers of protection software and anonymity. The average person thinks it's all Blade Runner visuals, blasting you into hyperspace, then boom! An altered reality and nefarious possibilities. Maybe one day, but today, the dark web is all zeros and ones. Nothing more than a black text box with bare minimum design. It's quite anticlimactic when you think about it. 94% of the Earth's population will never access the dark web. Sure, most people access the varying levels of the internet. Have you opened Google, Bing, Wikipedia? Then congratulations, you've scraped the literal tip of the internet iceberg. Do you have a bank account? Maybe you needed a scholastic report for a university essay. Well, look at you, Mr. Tech Savvy. You are a proprietor of the deep web. And if you are the deprived and curious in the special 6% bracket, well, we're another story. I'm not saying you should seek out the corners of the web you, let's face it, have no business exploring. I am begging you to stop where you are now. Do not pass go. Don't even think about that $200. Jail is the least of your worries. Some things hiding in the dark should be left there. A typical Saturday night for me consisted of the same ritual since my junior year of college. My dank web playlist was getting me in the mood. The Domino's I already ordered cold. And I was running through my dark web pre-checklist. Banging music, check. Food and brews, check. Tape over my webcam, check. Tor window up. Time to dive, motherfuckers. And listen, before you get all high and mighty, no. I wasn't looking at fucking kid porn, you sick bastard. Just because I'm on there doesn't mean I'm game for that type of perversion. I am not interested in the other videos either. Snuff films do exist, and again, they aren't how I get my kicks. I was simply there for the most basic necessity for a degenerate like myself. Drugs. Coke, MDMA, acid, shrooms, 2CB, ketamine, DMT, you name it, I was interested in it. You can make a ton of money as a dealer. especially when you get laid off from your suck-ass corporate 9-to-5. Rent was due. Don't judge me. Also, for the record, do you know how many finance guys, insurance guys, surgeons, or tight-ass executives snort blow off their secretary's tits on a daily basis? If they don't buy from me, they'll just go to Kevin next door. Out of habit, my thumb runs over the black electrical tape on my webcam before I open my encrypted chat box. Hey, Soviet, you up, bro?
American Joe. I hadn't expected to hear from you so soon.
Time to re-up. The blue collars are hungry. Gotta feed the horde.
I got some good shit this round. New shit, too.
My eyebrow raises at the subtle bone the Soviet just cast. He's good. Man could get damn near anything. Offered once to let me sample spiritual DMT. I'm down for a good time, but I'm not cool with consuming someone's brain juices. Feels a little cannibalistic to me. Oh yeah? What is it? Test grade?
Your ass, no.
Fuck you. Show me the test strip or just give me my basic order.
Oh, don't trust me, Joe?
I wouldn't trust you with my mother.
That's fine. Give me a second.
My fingers drum in time to the bass shaking the thin walls of my apartment. After a few minutes, the text box pings with a new message. I lean in, taking in the crisp photo of a blue and white test strip with 2 red lines on it. I sag in relief, even though no part of me was seriously worried. The Soviet has never done me dirty, but you never know these days. All it takes is one bad batch with fentanyl to hit a customer and suddenly you become a killer dealer. The pile of bills teetering on my coffee table say I cannot afford that shit. Damn, you were right.
I told you.
So, what is it?
A mix of ayahuasca, Molly, and acid, but without the explosive shits and all the good feel.
I snort a laugh at his sales pitch and type back. Got a name?
Third Eye.
Did you just make that shit up?
Nah, bro. Third Eye makes you see shit on a whole other plane. Look, I'll throw in the same amount of tabs as you normally get for acid for free. I promise you, your customers will beg for more.
With an offer like that, who was I to refuse? Deal.
Cool. Then payment?
2 seconds. As I typed in my login info for Cash App on my phone, my computer pinged with another message. My eyebrows dug into my forehead as I read the new question in the text box.
Hey, you heard of Jane's Room?
The Soviet and I were dealer friends. Not close enough we knew a ton of information about each other. After all, this was the dark web. Scammers and deviants were consistently looking to one-up anyone at the drop of a hat, including myself. But we were the kind of friends who shoot the shit. His question wasn't totally out of the norm, but still. Nah, what's that?
You should check it out. Weird shit, bro.
I ain't interested in some pump and snuff shit.
It's not porn. Well, I don't think it is. Just search the room.
You're not selling me on it.
It's just a girl in a room.
And what? She kills puppies?
Nah, dude. She's just a girl in a room. You gotta check it out to understand. I don't know why, but she's just fascinating to watch.
My face scrunches up at his choice of words. For a second, my fingers hover over the keys, ready to ask him if it's really him. The Soviet is never pushy for a drug dealer. Over the few years I've known him, we've established coded questions to make sure we're talking to the right person before. It's not unheard of to send a message to the wrong person. Hey man, you got any of that stinky pink?
Seriously, bro?
Dead serious. I can practically feel his eyes roll from here.
Fine. Only pink I got is the one that stuck up your old lady's stink.
Had to check, man. You were sounding like an op.
Look, either check it out or don't. No difference to me. Just thought you'd find the room interesting since we share similar mindsets. Oh, got your payment. I gotta run. Let me know how you like Third Eye.
I closed the chat box, spinning in my chair, mulling over our conversation. It only took 20 minutes for my curiosity to win. We all know how well it turned out for the cat. Firing up Duck, Duck, Go, my fingers punched in Jane's room. For a moment, my mouse hovers over the onionize button. Was I really about to do this? Up until now, I've stayed relatively clean in regards to the dark web, aside from the drugs. Was I prepared for what I may unlock? With a heavy sigh, I push away from the keyboard, shuffling to the coffee table. I brush aside empty Pepsi cans, old ash, and a melted Swedish fish before locating the joint I sparked earlier in the day but never finished. Fuck, that's some good shit. By the third puff, I was swiveling back in my chair and clicking go on the Tor engine. Here's where I tell you my search engine whizzed me to Jane's room, immediately scaring me in this life and beyond. I close the browser, quit dealing, and start my life as a born-again Christian. Now, how I spun in my chair for an hour waiting for the site to load, smoked 2 more joints, and fell asleep awkwardly in my chair. Again, the dark web isn't what you'd expect. Most sites take a millennium to load. It's a slow universe. So when my computer pinged granting me access to Jane's room, I nearly fell out of my chair from the abrupt noise. It took a full minute for my sleep-crusted eyes to adjust to the image on my screen. Another minute passes as my weed haze clears, my mind registering the feed. A pixelated, dirty bedroom floor is the first thing I notice. A twin bed with stained pink sheets is pushed against the fair wall next to a single crooked bedside table. A lamp with no shade rests on top of the poorly constructed piece of furniture, barely illuminating the space around it. Little girl toys and books lay in heaps sprinkled with clothes I can smell through the screen. A ripple of anxiety waves down my spine. As my face presses closer to the screen, I think for a moment the room is empty. However, the slightest movement in the corner has me sliding back, my heart hammering at the surprise motion. Someone sits in a cowering ball in the corner. I can't distinguish much about them, but my hackles rise with concern. Are they okay? As if the thought snagged their attention, their neck snaps to the screen. A single eye peers at me through a curtain of stringy brown hair. I immediately end the feed. Fuck that. I'd like to say my life returned to normal. To tell you my stint with the digital realm ended, my appetite for the decrepit underbelly of the internet satiated. If it weren't for the dreams, my tune may be vastly different. The first night, oblivion struck me in the back of the skull, and I awoke to heavy metal music from my downstairs neighbor, my face slick with my own drool. My day was normal. Annihilated a few tweens and thumb warriors in Call of Duty, picked up groceries, considered cleaning but elected to binge watch Married with Children. Average Tuesday. Without the Soviets' goods, I was dead in the water. By the time night rolled around, I was exhausted. I hit the bed like I'd worked a 12-hour shift at my old job. When my eyes opened again, I was inside Jane's room. Several seconds pass before my mind tells me I'm dreaming, although the smell doubles me over. Day-old piss threatens to kick up the Oreos I had for dinner. The assaulting smell overpowered all other senses, hiding the figure approaching from behind. Cool fingers grip my shoulders, snaking up my neck and through my hair.
Are you here to save me or damn me?
I didn't get a chance to reply. A yawning maw sucked me through the realms of the universe. I screamed as a dark brown eye fanned open, zeroing in on my body as I plummet through space. All the while, the figure behind me cackled in my ear, riding my frame like a human show pony. I woke up screaming. Sweat coats my skin from forehead to crack, my heart knocking against my ribs like the organ may bust through my skin like the Kool-Aid Man. I scrub my face. Fucked up dream. Fucking dark web bullshit. But it was that fucking room refusing to leave my mind. A full week passes before I find myself powering up my Tor browser. The Soviets package came in today, affording me a bit of financial luck. He was right. Third Eye was a hit. A few of my regs already knew about it and were eager to throw their cash at me and scurry back to their hovels. I'll have to thank the smug bastard later. Right now, I only have one thing on my mind. I've dreamed of Jane's room every night since the Soviet placed her on my radar. Each night, I fall deeper into the universe of madness. The terrible chocolate eye watching my descent into hell with an excited gleam. Have you ever had someone's eyes devour you? Because that's what it felt like. As if the next blink would reveal rows of ravenous teeth, corroded by blood and time. The lids gnash from my flesh, a bulbous tongue flicking out from the pupil to curl around my ankle, dragging me down, down, down. As the browser bar loads slowly, I double down on my dark web routine. Music, check. Tape over the camera, check. Spark a J, check. Domino's ordered, check. I'm wiping the grease from the last slice of pizza on my shirt when my screen blinks from blue to black. Then I'm in. Ugh! I yelp and nearly fall out of my chair, my half-eaten pizza landing on a suspiciously dirty spot on the carpet. A girl's face looms in front of the camera, her chocolate eyes searching as if she's scanning a distant horizon.
Hi, is someone there?
I don't breathe. Don't even move, an irrational part of me fearing she'll detect it. I scan her face as she analyzes the camera. Her hair is cleaner today, tucked haphazardly behind elvish pierced ears. Pouty pink lips part slightly, then turn into a frown, wrinkling the corners of her mouth. Her heart-shaped face enhances the forlorn sea crashing in her chocolate depths. Swallowing, I click on the text box icon at the bottom of the screen. Hi. A smile brighter than a sunrise fills my screen with just those two letters.
Someone is there. Hi. What's your name? I'm Jane.
I hesitate before typing out. No real names. You know, the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. Same rules apply to the dark web.
Oh, well, what should I call you then?
Joe.
Joe. Nice to meet you, Joe.
I find myself smiling hearing her say my fake name. I gotta ask, why are you in there? What is all this?
In my room? I live here, silly. Where else would I be?
No, why are you in the room and on the dark web? Is this some type of money thing? Are you going to ask me to pay $9.95 per minute we talk? Jane laughs, the sound melodic and hypnotizing.
You're funny, Joe. This is just my room. I lived here all my life.
You can't mean that. No one is just born into a room and left in it forever. Seriously, what is, I guess, the purpose of all this?
Maybe born isn't the right word. I know I was, but all I've known is this room. This is just my little slice of the world. And as far as purpose, well, up to my watchers. People like to just watch me.
I sit back in my chair, dumbstruck by Jane's cavalier attitude about her predicament. She's messing with me. No way she spends all her time just in there. You've never been outside? Not once?
Nope. What's it like out there?
Hungry desire flares in her brown eyes, turning them a tantalizing honey color. My throat dries as I drink in her intoxicating stare. It's too much, yet not enough. A girl I know nothing about has me spellbound, and I don't care. I lean over my keyboard, unsure what to write. I can't tell her about my shitty apartment and the trash heap of a city I call home. Wait, what am I saying? She has to be lying. I shake myself, attempting to rid her magic from my skin. I find it hard to believe you've never left your room. but we can circle back your possible kidnapping. Let's talk about why you're there. What do people watch you do? She giggles, the sound causing me to shift in my chair to adjust my jeans. Dude, chill. You can't get a hard-on from a brainwashed chick who clearly needs help.
I wasn't kidnapped. Actually, I don't even know. All I know is this is my room and I'm here for the world to watch. Up to you what you want to see.
Ah, I see. You're a cam girl.
What's a cam girl?
I roll my eyes. She's kidding, right? A bop. A mattress actress. Porn star earning dough on the side through the illicit requests of your watcher.
I don't know what any of that means. If you're talking about money, I don't have any. What you see in this room is all I have. And you.
Okay. Well, what are some of the things people watch you do? I'm crossing into dangerous territory. The drive for answers has placed horse blinders on my brain, blocking out all rational thought. I should just close the tour and get high and play some video games. But something about her adorable expression has me hanging on to her every word like a fly mesmerized by the sway of a sundew.
Let me think. When I was 10, someone asked me to eat an entire bag of marshmallows until I puked. Did that for 3 days. Not my favorite. Shaved my head down the middle. Had to put my hand in a basket of cobras once, also not my favorite. Was dared to cut my pinky toes off. Ooh, wanna see?
Jane raises her foot to the camera, wiggling 4 stubby toes in my direction. I think I'm gonna be sick. Torture. This is a torture room. I'm sorry, I can't do this. My fingers wobble with clumsy strokes as I type. I can't watch this. I can't wait for some asshole to come along and make her do something worse.
Wait, please don't go.
Jane's plea doesn't fully manifest. Her words cut off with a click of my mouse over the exit button. My screen goes black, and I'm left feeling sick, confused, and secretly hungry for more of what lies in Jane's room. Darkness invades my senses. My limbs heavy as I stretch trying to swim toward a point in the distance. A pinhole of light beckons me forward, and I maneuver toward it. When I breach the space, I crash onto a tacky floor covered in a layer of dust and grime. Filth adheres to my skin, threatening to tear away pieces of my flesh as I peel myself from the floor and look around. I freeze, instantly recognizing the thin, pale sheets and misshapen bedside table.
You came for me.
I don't get time to react before Jane is rushing to me. Her thin arms wrap around me as she buries her face in my chest. For a stunned moment, I just stand there. Then, slowly, my arms raise to cocoon her in my embrace. She smells like lilacs and honey, which surprises me given the state of her room and the ratty clothes hanging from her emaciated frame.
Please, Joe, you have to get me out of here. They'll be back any moment.
Jeremy. Name's Jeremy, not Joe. My omission causes joy to erupt from Jane's face.
Jeremy.
Her tongue caresses my name, making me shiver.
We have to go. Please take me out of here.
I nod dumbly, looking around for an exit but only finding 4 walls with no door. How? There's no door.
Please hurry.
A ping has both of us whipping around. A giant text box looms over us, eclipsing us in its menacing shadow. Jane whimpers against me, her body coiling like a spring, preparing to leap away.
It's too late.
My hands jump to her face, turning those chocolate delights onto me. My thumbs brush over her jaw in soothing sweeps as I peer down at her. I will not allow anything to happen to you. I promise. We are in this together. Got it? She shakes her head in my hands, her hazelnut hair sticking to my forearm.
It's too late. It's too late.
Each word hits me like a battering ram in the chest. I shake her, refusing to allow her cynicism to trap us. More of her hair lands on my skin, the follicles pricking the surface and burrowing down to the subcutaneous muscle. I jerk back, pulling Jane with me in the process. What the fuck?
It's too late! It's too late!
Jane's hair slithers from her scalp, wrapping around me and squeezing, halting my steps. I try to get away, but it's no use. I try to remove my hand from her face, but the skin underneath begins to melt like ice cream left in the Arizona sun. A glop, which I think was her lips, plunking onto my shoe, her eyebrows melting down her cheek like a fuzzy caterpillar.
Save me, Jeremy! Save me!
My knees hit the floor as I work in vain to scoop up her deteriorating form. An eye and what looks like a molar slip through my fingers. Her arms smear down my shirt like a creamy stain. My head whips around looking for anything that could help, but finding nothing. The giant text box is right over us now. A pixelated evil grin populates on the screen. Fangs composed of ones and zeros hang over its frame. With a snarl, the text box lunges, its jaws snapping around me and the puddle of Jane. Ah! Ah! A scream shreds my vocal cords as I bolt upright in bed. Wetness clings to me, and in my panic, I jump from my bed, fearing some of Jane is still on me. But it's only sweat. Calming my heart, I cross my small studio apartment to the kitchen, pouring myself a glass of water. My teeth rattle against the glass, spilling droplets of water on the floor, but I don't care. Just what the fuck? I guess I won't be sleeping anymore tonight. Even though the thought crosses my mind, my bones still scream for rest. Sighing, I cross back over to my bed, then pause. I turned off my computer earlier, didn't I? For the next 3 days, I researched everything I could dig up about Jane's room. I scoured both the deep web and dark web in chat rooms and long dormant forums. The sum of my findings sickened me to my marrow. What Jane called watchers were actually buyers. Talking to her via text box cost nothing. I hadn't noticed before, but in the bottom right corner of the text box was a menu icon. Clicking on it offers you access to feed your cruelest desires for a hefty fee. The worst part? Nothing was off the table, so long as she stays alive. In short, she was a living avatar. Jane has withstood starvation, beatings, fucking tickle torture, and nearly froze to death. The more I discovered, the more my savior complex grew. Jane's situation reminded me of a dog I tried to save as a preteen. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Jane isn't a dog, but still. During my summer break, I found a beat-up mutt stealing scraps of food behind a 7-Eleven. I watched some punk-ass kids throw cans and other things at him until the store manager came out and scared them off. Something about his willow frame and floppy ears made me approach him, offering the poor guy the rest of my Slim Jim. Even after being pelted by shit, the dog was still friendly. The dog ended up following me home. I cleaned him up the best I could, gave him leftover chicken from our fridge, and we waited together for Mom to get home. After a 12-hour shift, my mother was less than thrilled I led a stray into her home. I begged her to keep him. We argued about the cost and how we didn't have money for another mouth to feed. I pleaded, saying I would do anything for him. In the end, my mom and I drove him to a shelter in the morning. I cried the entire way home. 2 weeks later, my mom scored a better job. Less hours, and the pay was really good. She saw my sadness over the dog and said if I wanted him that badly, we could go pick him up. Unfortunately, we lived in a kill shelter state whose holding period law was only 72 hours. For the second time in 2 weeks, I cried on the way home from the shelter. Mom said I could pick out any other dog, but I saw it in her eyes she knew I wouldn't pick another dog. I wanted that dog, that mangy, malnourished, bullied creature. Because at the time, I saw a little of my own circumstances in the dog. I saw a being who needed a friend, just like I did. And I see the same thing now in Jane.
What up, American Joe? Back for another order? Told you thought I was gonna make our clients lose their minds.
It's flying, dude. Gonna need double what you sent me last time.
Good shit, my man, good shit.
I blew out a breath, pausing to rally myself to ask my next question. I knew I was going to find myself back in Jane's room tonight, but something needled at my brain. Why had the Soviet brought up the room? Was there a connection there? Did he profit from the illicit acts she was forced to commit? I had to know. Hey man, I ended up looking into Jane's room.
No shit! You checked out the bot. Fucking crazy, right?
Bot? Was he stupid? My eyes linger on the typing cursor, unsure how to continue. A bot? Nah, bro. She's def real. Shit is legit.
Damn, are you really gullible, Joe? She's a bot. You know torture rooms aren't real. Shit is just a simulation.
How do you know that?
Because everything on the dark web is a scam.
My computer chimes while I'm in the shower, and I took out my shower curtain plus rod, face planted on the carpet after attempting to vault my coffee table, all in a hurry to get to Jane. Filmy plastic sticks to my leg and releases a puddle of water into the carpet, sure to induce mold later. Again, I don't give a shit. I don't even care if I'm naked and have half-rinsed suds on me. My mind has only been occupied by one thing. Jane sits cross-legged on her bed, her head tucked into her knees. Jane's brown locks cascade down her legs to her toes. Her head rolls up as if sensing she's not alone. Or maybe she receives some type of notification. Either way, her long legs unfurl, her feet patting lightly on the floor as she comes closer to the camera.
Joe, is that you?
My slippery fingers slide over my mouse to the text box. How did you know it was me?
I didn't, to be honest, but I hoped it would be.
My heart flutters at her omission. A voice squeaks at the back of my mind to not fall for her charm. She probably tells all her watchers the same thing. But it's just a phantom sound next to the hammering of my swayed heart. Jane moves close to the camera, almost as if she is about to tell me a secret. I lean into the sound of my naked, wet ass filling my small apartment.
So tell me everything there is to know about Joe.
We talked for 36 hours straight. Eventually, I picked up the mess I created in my haste to get to Jane. It also was getting weird talking to her while completely naked. We ate together with Jane guiding me on how to feed her through the chat request. We talked about her dreams of seeing the outside while I regaled her in my utterly pathetic and lonesome existence. I told her stories about my childhood. Jane gave me snippets into the horrors of growing up. I didn't want to hear it, but I owed it to her to remain present and tell her truth. She truly had no one, and for someone who rarely leaves their apartment anymore, I truly understood her. Our chats became routine, to the point I never logged off from the dark web. We did everything together. I almost missed a few pickups from the Soviet because I was too engrossed in everything Jane.
Joe?
I wince at my false name coming from her lips. It was becoming harder and harder to continue to allow her to call me it. Yeah?
Do you think I can see your face?
The question caught me off guard. Not once has she asked me to see my face before. My stomach tossed the chicken strips around in my stomach. My palms instantly began to sweat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked.
Just give me a minute. Jane's eyes light up, easing some of my worry. The number 2 rule of the dark web is to never show your face. But how could I tell her no? I dash to the bathroom and in a frenzy wash my face, style my overgrown hair, and apply cologne. What the fuck, you idiot? She can't smell you. I roll my eyes at myself and race over to the closet. Fuck. Why is everything I own either dirty or have moth holes? I dig out a plain black tee and pull on the least stained pair of jeans I can find. I'm crossing the room, again ready, when I spot the mess on my coffee table. I pause, take in the room, and cringe. When was the last time I cleaned this place? Trash and remnants of weed litter the surface of every space in the room. Crumbs of white dust line a few plates I hastily toss in the sink. I can't let her see my pig's nest. Within 10 minutes, my apartment looks somewhat decent again. Blowing out a long breath, I step back over to my monitor and take a seat. Jane hasn't moved. If I didn't know she was real, I'd say she hasn't even breathed. It looks like I left her on pause. My fingers reach for the tape covering my computer camera. They hover midair for a moment, suspended with conflict. Am I really about to do this? My eyes drift to Jane, and I have my answer. The tape falls to the desktop, my mouse cursor clicking the video icon on the page options. I tap the microphone icon as well, then just sit back. Jane's eyes illuminate from the sudden light in her room. I can almost make out my reflection in her brown eyes. We sit in silence for a moment, each of us drinking the other in.
Hi, Joe.
My throat bobs as my airway seems to seize up from her breathy tone. It's Jeremy. Please, call me Jeremy. Jane's brows crinkle and I power ahead. I'm sorry, you know how the dark web is. And at first, I was worried about giving a potential bot my name.
And now?
And now, I just wish I could pull you closer. The smile she gives me lights up my room, and I swear to God I hear birds chirping.
Really?
Yes, really. I hate that you're trapped there. We need to figure out a way to get you out. Jane bites her lip.
Well, there is a way.
What? How? Tell me. Let me help you, baby. Let me set you free.
Jeremy?
Yes, Jane?
I think I changed my mind.
My brows crease, sitting back in my chair as if she pushed me. Changed her mind? About us? What do you mean?
I don't want to be out there with you.
My heart plummets down through the 6 floors comprising my apartment complex and straight into the fires of hell. I don't get time to comprehend her next words.
I want you in here with me.
My computer screen breathes outward, the pixels creating the image of Jane stretching into tiny fragments before snapping back. I don't move, too stunned to do anything. My screen glitches, static lining the frame as the plastic begins to drip on the fake wood of my desk. The melted plastic runs like a broken faucet onto my floor and pools around my chair. I don't get time to analyze what the fuck is going on. A hand slaps against the frame of my computer. Dainty fingers grip my Dell and push into my living room. I can't tell if I'm screaming over the roaring in my head as Jane's head moves from her reality into mine. My legs scramble under me, trying to push away from the real-life recreation of the ring girl in my apartment. A wheel on my busted chair snags against the carpet, tossing me backward. The chair and I collide with the coffee table, cheap wood cracking from the force. The impact rings up my spine and I groan in pain. A tug on the bottom of my jeans snaps my eyes open and I freeze. Jane pulls herself up my body, her skin blinking from gray and white, then to color and back again like a cartoon. I try to scramble away, but she snakes up to me, coiling her arms tight around my neck.
I want you to stay with me forever. Won't that be nice, baby?
She doesn't wait for my reply. Her body slinks backwards into my computer, dragging my flailing frame with her. The computer screen's mouth widens, swallowing us both and shitting us out on the floor of Jane's room. The smell of rotten food and piss send me jumping to my feet. I try to move back, but the walls seem to press me in. What the fuck?
I told you, Jeremy. I want you to be here with me forever.
What the actual fuck? What are you?
I'm everything you'll ever need, Jeremy.
Jane takes a step forward, my leg jerking up to move back, but my foot is stuck to the floor. When I look up, Jane's right in front of me. Her body rubs up against me like a cat in heat.
So many men want and take from me. But not you. You aren't like the others I've lured here. For the first time, I want to do something other than kill the sick fucks who come here to take advantage of me. For once, I am going to devour exactly what I want. Don't you want to be inside of me, Jeremy? To be one with me?
Her words don't make sense. My brain is still stuck on the fact she dragged me into her room, into the dark web. I don't get long to puzzle over her ramblings. Jane's face splits like an egg, her yolky flesh reaching out and burrowing into my chest. I scream, trying to fight the invasion, but it's too late. My shirt is ripped away, revealing stitches connecting our skin. Jane's hair elongates like vines, snaking down my legs. Barbed leaves cut away my pants and boxers, leaving me bare for her to climb me like a tree. Her pelvis slams against mine, melting us together as she wraps her legs around me and digs my lower half inside of her. She moans as pain radiates at my pubic bone. Tiny pinpricks pierce the flesh at the base of my shaft as her curly pubic hair drills into me like botfly larvae. My knees snap, my body arching backward as a tortured scream rips my lungs in two. Or is it that the pain from her ribcage digging its serrated fangs into my lungs? Air wheezes from the punctures, my mouth flopping like useless fish lips. Half of Jane's face rises to eye level. One muddy eye peers down at me, her sagging partial lips lifting into a carnivorous grin. She leans down, the broken cartilage of nose lightly touching mine in a demented Eskimo kiss.
You're mine now, Jeremy. My forever.
Jane's fingers dig into my scalp as she forces her sagging lips against mine. They stick together, her tongue pushing my mouth wide to rope around my tongue. Her fingers fracture my skull, the appendages worming their way into my brain to link the final connection. Jane's mind caresses the pieces of my own, her voice a whisper as she consumes me.
Forever. Together.
Something viscous and wet clings to my cheek. My eyelids feel like steel doors, every attempt to open them only resulting in them slamming shut again. My head screams in protest with every breath. Where the fuck am I? The image of delicate fingers in my hair, weaving through the strands until the nails discover my scalp, penetrates my thoughts, erecting me from my chair as if I can feel them trying to break in. My body shouts with soreness, but I don't concede to its protest. Images of Jane and I's conjoined bodies ripples in my thoughts. I run to the bathroom and puke. Bile splashes back in my face, but I don't care. I empty my stomach like I wish to purge the events of last night from my mind. Wait. I wipe my mouth on the back of my hand and stumble back into the living room. The stench makes me double back to the toilet for round two. When I'm finished, I re-enter the space brandishing a Lysol can I found under the sink. I waft the perfumed disinfectant into the tiny room, making sure to coat everything 3 times over. My apartment looks like an orangutan was set loose inside of it. Shit and piss permeate the air. The trash can is tipped over, and I swear there's a banana peel sliding across the floor. Its black-spotted brown arms pushed it toward the door in an attempt to escape. Discarded joint ends are dropped all along the carpet and sofa like contraband seedlings. Only instead of spouting a few Mary Jane plantlets, scorch marks pockmark the area. Tiny Ziploc bags and crumpled tinfoil are sprinkled on my desk like candy wrappers. What the fuck is going on? Where's Jane? I spin on my heels as if thinking about her will conjure her. Warm liquid trickles down my leg, but I'm too afraid to be ashamed. Is she here? Cautiously, I approach my computer. Taking a deep breath, I tap the spacebar and jump back, ready for anything. My normal background blinks onto the screen. What the hell is happening? Fuck, I need a shower. Then I'll tackle whatever is happening. I take a bird bath, too afraid Jane may suddenly leap into the shower with me and devour me again. I shiver under the scalding spray as I recall her slimy tongue licking the inside of my mouth before it coiled around my tongue and fused us together. My world tilts, my air blocked just from the memory. When I come to, I'm curled in a ball in my tub, my body jerking as tiny seizures gnarl my limbs into ugly angles. I swear I can taste blood. I finally make my way back to my computer, dusting the used drug paraphernalia aside and log on to the dark web. I never get high on my own supply. It's the #1 rule of being a drug dealer. Because once you tap into your shit, there's no going back. I do my best to ignore the evidence in front of me screwing vitriol about my hypocritical ways and fire up the dark web. I half expect for Jane's room to immediately pop up on my Tor. But the normal screen greets me and I let out a breath I was holding. I shoot a message to the Soviet. Hey man, are you there?
Yo, American Joe, how was your trip, bro?
My trip?
Yeah, man, the third eye.
I don't want to talk about the drug you gave me. I want to talk about Jane.
Jane? Who's Jane?
Don't fuck with me, man. Why the fuck did you have me look her up? You fucking set me up and now...
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. You've been hitting me up for the past few weeks, re-upping your order of third eye. And I know you want selling out of it that fast. It's cool if you're taking it, but you gotta be careful with that shit. Maybe you should take a break. How about I send you some fire weed?
I stare at my computer in disbelief. He doesn't know who Jane is? I don't say bye. I exit the chat and search the dark web for Jane's room. For hours, I sit and tear apart forums and chat groups. I leave no digital stone unturned. I yank at my hair. Nothing. Fucking nothing. It's like she was scrubbed from the dark web. I'm going to write everything and post it online. The public needs to be warned there is a dark web monster lying in wait. I close the browser and shut down my computer. I need to get some air. My brain is so scrambled, I can't remember the last time I left my apartment. I snatch my keys and throw on a hoodie. I'm slipping my shoes on when an electronic ping bounces against my living room walls. My lungs stutter. I turned it off. I turned my computer off. Slowly, I stand, my feet turning me to take in the text box on my computer screen. I lean in to read the short line, but regret it.
Hi, is someone there?
This has been a Morbid Forest production. And on this week's episode, you've heard Jane's Room, written by Naomi Richards, with narration by Shawn Conkling-Methot as Jeremy, Cathy Tran as Jane, and Shawn Moreau as the Soviet. Story editing and audio production by Naomi Richards. Our theme music was created by Blakmoth. Follow us on X, or Twitter if you're old school, Instagram, and Discord to stay up to date on all the happenings within the forest. Interested in more morsels of the forest? Then join our Patreon. As a faithful traveler, you'll receive exclusive access to early episode releases, access to all bonus content, and deals on merch for only $3 a month. That's patreon.com/themorbidforest. Before you go, traveler, would you mind sparing us a moment to rate and review the show? For just 5 stars, you can save a traveler in desperate need of discovering a new show. Reviews and ratings help us reach more travelers out there, just like you. And with that, we'll see you next time, travelers, on the Morbid Forest.